영어 동화 세상 리틀팍스.
The Story of Hong Gildong, Chapter 1, A Gifted Child. Once upon a time, there lived a boy named Hong Gildong. He was the son of Lord Hong, a rich and powerful official. One day, while Gildong was reading, he heard servants whispering about him.
Why does that boy bother reading so much?
One servant said.
His father is a noble, but his late mother was a servant. That makes him low-born.
Yes,
Another said.
he can never become a high official like his father. The law of the land prevents it.
He's even stronger than a grown man.
The first servant said.
But he can't become a military leader either.
Gildong had heard enough. He jumped to his feet and lifted a heavy chest. Bam! It made a loud sound as he slammed it down. The servants rushed away.
That will stop them from talking about me like that.
He thought. Later, Gildong spotted his father outside. As Gildong approached, Lord Hong thought of a dream he once had. Lord Hong stood by a river in a beautiful misty valley. It was the land of the gods. Suddenly, the calm river started to churn. The entire valley rumbled. A splendid blue dragon rose from the water and flew toward him. Though the dream was old, it was still vivid.
Father, your lordship.
Gildong said. Gildong's voice shook Lord Hong out of the dream. Lord Hong frowned.
You know you must not call me father. What do you want?
Do you have any new books for me to read?
Gildong asked. Lord Hong sighed.
Gildong was born after my dream of a splendid dragon.
He thought.
It was a sign that he is a gifted child. But nothing can change his low birth. Though I love him, I cannot show too much kindness. What do you need books for?
Lord Hong snapped.
You don't need to learn.
He stormed off. Gildong looked down, holding back tears. When he looked up, he saw his older half-brother, Inhyun, laughing. Inhyun pretended to be Lord Hong.
What do you need books for? You don't need to learn.
Gildong scowled.
You shouldn't mock his lordship like that. Maybe you need to learn.
You can't talk to me like that. I'm noble and you're low-born.
Inhyun shouted. He pushed Gildong hard, but Gildong didn't move. Inhyun picked up a stick.
You wanna learn? I'll teach you a lesson, servant boy.
The Story of Hong Gildong, Chapter 2, All Alone. Inhyun swung the stick at Gildong. In a flash, Gildong grabbed Inhyun's arm. He flipped Inhyun onto the ground. Inhyun cried. Inhyun's mother, Lady Yu, rushed out.
He beat me with a stick, and he threw me across the yard.
In-hyun said between sobs.
He's lying.
Gildong said.
He tried to beat me with a stick.
Lady Yu narrowed her eyes.
How dare you hurt my son! I'll tell my husband about this. He'll make you pay for it.
She grabbed In-hyun's hand and they walked away. Gildong sighed.
These two will get me in more trouble with Lord Hong.
For 3 days and nights, Gildong had to stay in his room. By the 3rd day of his punishment, he was bored. Late that night, he sneaked outside. He climbed a tree and looked up at the moon.
Would things be better if Mother was alive?
He thought.
I feel so alone in this house.
In the moonlight, Gildong saw something moving below. It was Lord Hong.
Why are you out here, Gildong?
He asked. Gildong said nothing.
Speak.
Lord Hong said.
Why can't I call you father?
Gildong blurted out. Tears ran down his cheeks. Lord Hong sighed.
It is the law of the land. You know that.
Why is it the law of the land? It's cruel.
Gildong said.
The law makes me an outcast in this house.
Stop speaking nonsense.
Lord Hong said.
You're not the only low-born child of a noble. You must accept your position.
Gildong knew he shouldn't say more, but he couldn't stop himself.
What if I can't accept it?
Enough. Your punishment isn't over. Get back to your room.
Lord Hong said. Gildong jumped down and obeyed. One day, Gildong met a new servant named Mongdol. Mongdol looked closely at Gildong's face.
You're Gildong, the servant's son!
I'm not a servant. My mother was.
Gildong said. Mongdol grinned.
There's nothing wrong with being a servant.
Gildong was surprised. Most of the servants ignored him or talked behind his back. This one seemed friendly and curious.
I'm all alone in this house because of my birth.
Gildong said.
I'll be your friend.
Mongdol said.
My friend?
Gildong had never had a friend before.
Everyone says you're very strong. Want to arm wrestle?
Mongdol asked.
Sure.
Gildong said. The two arm wrestled. But neither won.
You're very strong indeed.
Mongdol said. Gildong grinned.
Let's wrestle again.
The Story of Hong Gildong, Chapter 3, A Silver Thread. Gildong found Mongdol one afternoon. Mongdol had just finished his work.
Tonight, we will have a feast.
Want to play?
Gildong said.
Sure.
Mongdol said. They went out with a wooden board. Gildong stood on one end. Mongdol was about to jump on the other. Just then, Inhyun stomped over.
Out of my way!
He growled, shoving Gildong away. He looked at Mongdol on the other side of the board.
Jump, servant!
Yes, young master.
Mongdol leaped high into the air. Then, bam! He slammed down on the board. Inhyun flew straight up into the tree branches.
Ah!
Master Inhyun, please come down.
Mongdol said. Inhyun kicked his legs wildly. Crack! A branch broke, and Inhyun tumbled out of the tree.
My leg!
He screamed in pain. Lady Yu rushed out.
You're in big trouble.
She snapped at Gildong. Later, Gildong crept outside Inhyun's room. He peered between the doors.
Husband, look at our precious son's leg.
Lady Yu said.
It's Gildong's fault!
Inhyun said.
He and that dumb servant tried to kill me.
Lord Hong frowned.
That doesn't sound like Gildong.
Phew.
Gildong thought.
Lord Hong trusts me at least.
He watched Lord Hong pace back and forth.
But it's true, father! It's true!
Inhyun said.
Gildong and that servant are trouble. You must punish them.
Lady Yu said. Lord Hong sighed.
Fine. I'll send Mongdol away.
My only friend.
Gildong thought. His heart sank. He hurried to the servants' quarters to warn Mongdol. But Mongdol wasn't there. Gildong looked everywhere. A laugh came from the gate.
Mongdol!
Gildong ran over.
Did you hear the news?
I did not hear. Yet I already know.
Huh?
Gildong was confused. But Mongdol often said confusing things. Gildong hung his head.
I guess this is goodbye.
Mongdol grinned.
No, we'll meet again soon.
He went through the gate and disappeared down the road.
I'm all alone again.
Gildong thought. He looked down and kicked a stone. A glimmer caught his eye.
What's this?
Gildong saw a thin silver thread, like a spider's web. The long thread led off in the direction that Mongdol went. Gildong began to follow it. The thread seemed to go on forever. Gildong ran fast and far. He leaped on tree branches and jumped over a stream. Eventually, he found himself high in the mountains. Suddenly, the thread disappeared.
How strange.
Gildong thought.
I wonder what that was.